What if it actually works out? This time it actually works. Not the version in your head where everything goes wrong, not the version where you fail, get judged, and prove every doubt right, but the version you never let yourself believe in. The one where you start and something actually clicks. Because right now, most of your decisions are not based on reality. They're based on fear. You hesitate, you delay, you overthink. Not because you're incapable, but because your mind is trained to protect you, not grow you. It keeps asking the same questions. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people judge me? And slowly and without noticing, you build a life around avoiding risk. You stay where it's safe. You repeat the same habits. You keep telling yourself, I'll start later. But later is just a comfortable lie, because later doesn't remove fear. It just delays your life. And if this is hitting you right now, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because everything here is about helping you take control, build discipline, and stop wasting your potential. Now here's the truth. You don't actually know what's going to happen. You're guessing. Every negative outcome you imagine is just a story your brain created. But here's the problem. You treat that story like reality. You let it stop you. You let it control your decisions. You let it define your limits. But what if your mind is wrong? What if the thing you're avoiding is actually the thing that could move your life forward? Think about it. Every person you admire, every successful athlete, every creator, every entrepreneur, they all started without certainty. They didn't know if it would work. They didn't have guarantees. They just took the step, and then another, and another. Not because they were fearless, but because they were willing to act despite the fear. That's the difference. Not talent, not intelligence, action, consistent action in the presence of uncertainty. Most people wait for confidence before they move, but confidence doesn't come first. Confidence comes after action, after you try, after you fail, after you learn. That's when it builds. But if you never start, you never get access to that growth. So you stay in the same place, not because you can't grow, but because you never gave yourself the chance. And the dangerous part is, it feels normal. It feels safe. It feels like you're thinking things through. But in reality, you're just delaying your life. You're trading real progress for imagined safety. Now imagine something different. Imagine you actually commit, not for a day, not when you feel motivated, but consistently. You start that project, you build that skill, you show up even when you don't feel like it. At first, nothing happens. It feels slow. It feels uncomfortable. Your brain resists, but you keep going, day after day, week after week. And then something shifts. You get better, you become sharper, more focused, more confident, not because it was easy, but because you stayed. That's the part nobody talks about. Success doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from showing up when it's boring, when it's hard, when no one is watching. And most people never reach that stage because they quit too early, or worse, they never start at all. Now think about this. 6 months from now, your life will change. That's guaranteed. But the direction, that depends on you. You can stay where you are, same habits, same routine, same excuses, or you can decide to move, to take control, to act, even without certainty. Because here's the truth. You don't need to know the whole path. You just need to take the first step and then adjust and keep going. That's how everything is built. Not perfectly, but progressively. So stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if it actually works out? What if you succeed? What if you improve faster than you expected? What if the risk you're avoiding is actually the opportunity you've been waiting for? Because the only way to know is to move. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, if you got value from this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Because this channel is built for people who are done overthinking and ready to take action. And remember this, the biggest mistake you can make is not failure. It's never finding out what could have happened if you actually tried.